Welcome back. January, or as it has become notoriously known, Januworry, is widely recognized as a financially challenging month for many individuals. The escalating cost of living, coupled with difficulties in meeting stringent bank requirements, continues to be the primary reasons behind the concerning increase in borrowers turning to unlicensed money lenders and loan sharks. Now, the temptation of quick and easily accessible loans from these unlicensed lenders can be compelling for individuals facing immediate financial pressures. Nevertheless, these seemingly convenient loans often come with exorbitant and unexplained interest rates and additionally charges. In the event of non-payment, these lenders resort to tactics such as harassment, intimidation, blackmail, and even outright violence. Fearing repercussions and at times feeling ashamed of their precarious situation, many individuals suffer in silence, mainly due to a lack of knowledge about the law and how it can safeguard these rights. Now, to help us to better understand how the law protects borrowers from unlicensed lenders, we are joined in studio by legal expert Feden Mainga Mukwata. Good evening to you and thank you for being here with us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start off with what the primary factors contributing to the alarming surge in borrowers turning to unlicensed money lenders and loan sharks during financially challenging times. Why is that?
I think to start off, the fact remains that everybody needs money.
Of course.
It's the driving force behind everything. So on top of that, then we find a wide inequality that we have in the country of people not having, many people not having much, but of course expected to survive. So many people are behind them, expecting them to provide for them. And then we have a lot of historical debts that people, right from the beginning when you start working, you start accumulating big debts such as mortgages and cars that are accessible through the bank. Now, when all these things are out, you only remain with options such as unlicensed cash lending, which are more flexible, short-term, and they give you small amounts. So I think this is one of the, these are in sum, the driving force behind the move towards unlicensed lenders.
How would the rising cost of living and the stringent bank requirements then contribute to the financial difficulties that is faced by many individuals in a month such as January?
I think it makes it worse because at the end of the day, January follows a month of spending. And then the financial obligation that comes in January don't go away. They wait for you. So when you come back from holiday, or even if you didn't go on holiday, you are hit by reality, and that reality is financial responsibilities. And the money is not there. So what you do, you end up now seeking alternative ways to getting money because your salary might have been dried up and you have to wait for the 25th of or 30th of January to get another income. So if you don't have a reliable source of income, you have to face those challenges of those obligations, which includes cost of living. But the banks might not be that option because it's not flexible, there's stringent conditions that are there, and you might already have one or two personal loans and a mortgage to top it off that completely cuts you, the banks out as an option.
Now, what would you say are some of the risks associated with obtaining, loans from unlicensed lenders, particularly concerning high interest rates and extra payments?
I think to start with, the unlicensed lenders, in terms of the law, the Micro Lending Act that is administered by NAMFISA, basically unlicensed lenders are not supposed to operate. They are not authorized to operate. It is for that reason that the regulator then requires them, or if they are found out, they can stop them from operating. So you are dealing with an unauthorized entity. And in most instances, you find yourself dealing more with the person who is the lender than the entity, because there might not even be any entity. So whatever that person is what you have to deal with. So the risk is huge. You don't know who this person is connected to, what kind of person they are. There's no recourse in law basically because you have actually participated in an illegal activity yourself by going to this micro lender. So it's a huge legal risk.
Mm. And obviously, some of these unlicensed lenders typically resort to tactics such as harassment, intimidation, blackmail, and even violence when borrowers fail to repay their loans.
I think in the realm where they operate, these are the only options they have because they cannot go to the law. They cannot go to NAMFISA. They cannot use a debt collector,
right,
for example, to collect there because they cannot enforce these agreements or these deals in a court of law because they are not authorized to operate. So what do? They just use any other tactics that are out there to try and recover their income. And this is what makes it dangerous. So, like I said earlier, you are dealing with a person really. And if this person is connected to a police officer, for example, you'll find that they can just call their brother or friend to call you. Or if maybe some of them might be connected to thugs or whatever, these are options that are available to them because they operate in an unregulated environment.
Right. So in what ways would you say does the lack of knowledge about the law then contribute to borrowers' reluctance to seek help or protection against unlicensed lenders when they find themselves in such situations?
I think the general disadvantage of not knowing your rights is that you are vulnerable. It places you in a very vulnerable position. So that makes it easy for people to take advantage of you. Right. And to make this worse is you are looking for money, you are desperate, and you feel that I need to get this money. So the law then is not even in your mind at that time to say, so what does the law protect me? If I insist on my rights, I might not even get this money. So lack of education, people don't even maybe believe that there is any provision in the law to protect them from this kind of things. They just think it's probably arrangement that they can make between two friends or family members or colleagues. But at the end of the day, the law regulates everything. So lack of education on legal matters such as this then makes you very, very much vulnerable.
So provide us with some examples of legal protections that are in place for borrowers that are facing challenges with unlicensed lenders.
Yes, as I said earlier, the Micro-Lending Act that is administered by NAMFISA actually provides for what we call unauthorized persons. These are persons who are not licensed or registered in terms of that act to operate a micro-lending business. Right. So if a person is found to have been unauthorized in terms of that act, NAMFISA can stop that person from operating. They can also order that person to remedy by compensating those borrowers who they've been borrowing, because they would not be following the lending rate, the interest rate that is given. And also, it's actually a criminal offense also that one can face up to 5 years or a fine of 500,000. So these are some of the legal remedies that are available to unauthorized lenders, or if you find yourself dealing with an unauthorized lender.
Well, just in brief, because we are running short of time, what advice do you have for people that are thinking to go and look for solutions from these illegal lenders?
Yes, I think it's a very hard situation because people, like I said in the beginning, people need money. Yes. It's something that you would call a necessary evil, if you may, because. But if you really find yourself there, try to regulate that relationship as much as possible, to have something in writing. And rather, because I will not say people will stop going from these lenders, they will continue going there, but try to regulate it as much as possible.
Thank you. Well, we really appreciate your time, sir, and thank you for coming onto the program, and all the best for 2024.
Thank you.
Well, that has been, of course, Feden Mainga Mkwata, who is a legal expert, talking to us there about unlicensed money lenders and what goes on behind the scenes there. That just about